Hey there, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur, coming at you tonight. This is a Thursday evening. It's March 10th, 2022. Really great to be here tonight. And if you are new, well, welcome to the stream. It's great to have you here to Inspirations for Your Life. And every week we have a new series, and then every day we have a subtopic that gets specific in that. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the QR code on the screen. If you were to take your phone and scan that QR code really easily, all you have to do is point to that QR code. And once you do that, you'll just scan that with your phone. And once you scan that with your phone, just like so, I'll hold it up here. And when I do that, it's automatically going to show up on my screen. Once it shows up on my screen, it's going to ask me if I would like to open it. I can just click on the yellow button, open in Safari, and voila. I should see the link. So really easy and really simple to do. If you are not are not new and you're coming back, well, welcome back. It's great to have my friends, colleagues, and associates here as we're talking about, what is it that makes you feel proud and successful, right? And of course, go ahead and love, support the video. I'd really appreciate that. And tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. That would be so appreciated. When we think about something like this gentleman in the picture here before the stream started, we had a person with a medallion or medal around his neck, and he felt really good. Have you ever been called up on stage and been revered for something or given an award? What does that feel like? Try to go back to that moment in time. And when you do, you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's really cool. But what I want to get at is that thinking about something and feeling it with the heart is so much different. I mean, it's like light years different. And so when you do that, it's important to know that you have to feel everything with the heart. And when you do that, and when you accept, that feeling of being proud and being successful, and you feel it with the heart, it causes this tremendous release of dopamine, which causes you to feel great, wonderful, and have lots of energy. Now, when we think about being successful might be termed to you as just having a lot of money. Successful might be termed to you as you achieving your goals. Successful might be termed to you as the fact that you've made it. Now, these are all possible answers to it, right? But when we think about success on a short-term or a long-term basis, sometimes people get a little bit, fidgety about, being successful. When are they going to be successful? Why didn't it happen yet? And they're asking themselves all these questions. But at the end of the day, the biggest problem is that they're not any further than they were. And the reason they're not any further than where they started is because they're not feeling success. What do I mean by feeling success? Well, if you've ever played tennis or you played sports, when you kick that goal, you really feel that goal, right? I mean, you make that kick right and the goalie misses it and you get it in the net and you're like, wow, Or in basketball, when you're going up for the layup and you're able to push it right through the net, that swoosh, you feel it. And so if we can feel life, that means that there's a lot of potential for our life. There's potential that we don't even know about. What kind of potential? Well, that's a great question. When we do this, we open up the floodgates of our RAS, our reticular activating system. We talked about that many times before. And so think of it like an antenna, right? When the antenna is able to be at the perfect angle to get the most airwaves, it can do a lot, right? In our life, when the RAS is opened up and isn't tuned down, it's tuned up, we're able to grab a lot of information. And when we grab that information, we're able to harness it and do something with it. But if somebody said to me, John, is that person successful? Well, it depends on your definition of success. Success to you might just mean that you're not working paycheck to paycheck. Success to you might mean that other people revere you for what you do. Now, these are all different types of definitions, and they're not from Webster or anything like that. But success is a state of mind, and it is, I'm going to say, a state of life. Because when we can be successful, all right, when we can be successful, there is so much potential to what's out there. Let's think about something else that might make you feel really successful. Maybe you just came home, right? And when you came home, you actually were greeted by a friend or family member, and they congratulated you on something that you did. Makes you feel really good, doesn't it? Feeling proud, getting an award, knowing that you're getting it and you can just feel it in every cell of your body. But then I have a question. Why is it that people don't want to feel success? Why do people just want to think success and hope it appears? Well, I think they're just a little bit impatient. They're a little impatient, and they feel, I don't have time to feel it. I just want to do it. They don't want to feel it. They don't want to feel it. They just want to do it. So when you do it, you bypass all of the sensors for feeling, which is in your heart. If you could take a trip for a moment, all right, and let's presume you want to go somewhere around the world, wherever it be. It could be Switzerland, could be Italy, could be locally Vermont, could be a local vineyard. Maybe it's a place in California at a vineyard. Maybe it's going to Idaho, and maybe it's going to Alaska. If you just think about that trip in your mind, okay, and just picture it, you can kind of get the idea of what it is, getting on the plane, getting off. I mean, you can sense it. But now, what I want you to do is I want you to feel it. I want you to get on that plane. I want you to notice how it feels sitting on that airplane seat. I want you to hear the announcement from the stewardesses. As you hear the announcements, you already can feel the anticipation just building in your heart and your body that you're going away on vacation, and it feels so great. In fact, every amount of stress, if you even had any left by the time you got to the airport, it was all gone, is now relinquished and gone. And as you know, the moment the captain says, the flight attendants will be preparing the cabin for takeoff. Please make sure your tray tables are locked and your chairs are in the upright position, right? And make sure that laptops and larger devices are not plugged in during takeoff. And if you could just imagine for a moment, you can hear the thrusters on the engine, right? The jet engine. You can feel the plane taking off. Now, I want you to do something else. You feel it, but I want you now to feel it in your heart. You just felt it, and that felt great, right? Take it and feel it from your heart. Feel it from your heart. Feel those emotions. Feel the joy you have. And feel taking off. What does that feel like? Does it feel like freedom? Does it feel like something you never felt before? Hopefully you've been on a plane before. And now you get to your destination or just about to land, and they tell you that please, secure your tray tables and make sure your chair is in the upright position, and preparing the cabin for landing. And we're going to get ready to land. And you can feel that, and you know the moment that plane hits the ground, you're like, we're here. Wow, I can't believe we're here. And you get out and you smell the air and the temperature, depending on where you are. and you just know that you're on vacation. It kicks in. Your heart now supports this vision that was in your heart, in your mind, I should say. And if the vision's in your mind, but it's not in your heart, well, then it's not going to be the same. When you take the time to feel an emotion, right? How many of you have ever gone on a date before, right? Hopefully you have. And when you go on a date, you're having a good time, you're having fun, and it seems great because you're feeling it. But now I want you to imagine that same date and feel it from your heart. What's the difference? Feeling it, hearing it, sensing it. Yes, that's feeling it. But I want you to feel it with your heart, because when you feel with your heart, your chakras activate and it pushes energy out. Energy to attract that. Now, you've heard me say before, we attract what we think about most, right? So we become what we think about most often. Earl Nightingale. Why then do people get things they don't want? Well, it's simple. People are either thinking about something or hearing something, and they just can't get on a positive note. So that's why it's really important to know your thoughts. And so when your thoughts are here, there's a certain amount of power, right? There's power with just thinking. There's power when you can feel it in your body. But now when you feel it from your heart, it's like you 10x'd it, you supercharged it. And people around you are like, oh my gosh. Moderator, thank you so much for blocking one of our gentlemen here for coming to the room. Again, we don't tolerate spam, so thank you for blocking him. We have Mark as our moderator tonight, so I do want to thank him for blocking somebody who is trying to abuse the channel. Just feeling something for a moment. If you were to feel your desires every day before going out, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to achieve those dreams a lot faster than anybody that just sees them. Now, even if you feel those dreams with your body, it's not the same as feeling them with your heart. Now, if you're saying, John, I don't know how to feel with my heart can't feel. Yes, it can. And your heart, when it feels and it connects with the brain, that's when magic happens. I don't mean David Copperfield or anything like that, or Walt Disney magic. I'm talking about the magic of manifestation. And it happens when you summon enough energy, because that's what the powerhouse of the heart does. It has so much energy. And you take the brain and you couple that, and the energy goes back and forth, and your heart becomes the manifestation engine. You thought your heart was just here to pump blood? Well, think again. It does so many things in our life. And if we can just harness a little bit of that heart, right? Pretty amazing. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you how grateful I am for you guys, but I also want to thank the Public Educational and Government TV, which we're now a member of. And our program starting this week, I believe, or next week, this show will even start going on PEG TV. So lots of great things. But most people are impatient and they want to do everything now. When they don't see something changing or they don't see results, and they're like, oh my gosh, I guess it's not working. It's not that it's not working. It's that you haven't put enough time in to get it going. Let me give you an example. If you ever were in Holland or any place where there's a windmill and the wind blows, but it blows a little bit, and the windmill moves a little bit, but it doesn't go around. You're probably saying, well, gee, the windmills don't work. No, there's not enough wind. But if the wind picks up, it might take a little bit of time for that, and then not too much time, and then it kind of spins around. Then it has enough inertia to keep spinning. So when we think about where we're going with what makes us proud and successful, we have to first understand how to take the power of our heart, connect it with our brain, and cause that to be a very unique manifestation engine. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you again this evening. I want to tell you that two things. We're probably going to be starting to do some of our streams during the day. We've been getting a lot of requests. John, can you start streaming during the day? So we're going to try to honor that and try to stream before 10 o'clock. We're going to try to do that if we can. And I'd ask you to please tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Comment, of course, about what you thought, what you feel about the heart. Do you know how to feel with the heart? Do you feel it all? And then share it out to everyone you know on social media. And then go to my YouTube channel, John space E space MRLEY space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for the key phrase to help keep our content free. Once you do that, make the choice to buy my team and I a cup of coffee. We'll be so grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new staff, and new facilities. And we will deliver you the most compelling, inspirational, get off your butt content to get you to take inspired action to become a better version of yourself. Have a wonderful night. And tomorrow we'll have the conclusion of what makes you proud and successful. And what's that like? All right. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Take care.